Would you like to win some free fishing tackle? Well, this month we just gave away a brand new spinning reel, a one-of-a-kind spinning reel. This next month we're giving away a ton more tackle. We do it every single month. It's just one of the perks of being an insider member. For you current members, make sure to go log into the community. That's community.saltstrong.com. That's the private community we built. We've just added a lot of new stuff in there if you haven't been in there in a while. And there's a new fishing report going up about every 5 minutes. We have regional tips in there. We have some new regional guides that we are adding in as well to share their smart fishing game plans. And of course, if you're not a member, what the heck are you waiting on? Someone to take you by the hand, help you save time and money every single month on your fishing. We're the only online fishing club that guarantees you will catch more fish and save money on your tackle, or it's completely free. Go to saltstrong.com right now to sign up. And current members, I'll see you in the community.
It's in my soul. Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
Fish. Oh, what's up, everybody? Joe Simons, like diamonds. We're out here live this beautiful fall morning.
And we have a tiny fish to start off the day. Look at that little jack.
A little jack on top water.
The moonwalker. This is like about the same size as the moonwalker. I was about to say, it hit awfully light.
That's pretty funny.
No, it was just a tiny one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I already had a couple trout earlier and we had some camera issues. It happens.
Oops, he's talking to us.
Part of the biz.
That is crazy. That is like a 4-inch jack.
Hungry little guy.
That is going to get really big if it keeps eating like that.
So this is going to be about top water in the morning. Ooh, I just had something follow me up there. And that's just one of the best times in my opinion.
No, it's the best time. Especially if we got fall. Fronts are starting to come in. We had a
top water.
Big front about 5 days ago, and it's just starting to warm up. And so these fish are getting fired up here in the morning.
And so we're on the edge here of a flat where we know there's some trout. We're hoping there's some reds pushed out. And last time we were here, we fished this area before. Remember how crazy high the tide was? Remember even in the ramp, like there was no beach, there was nothing. It was crazy.
Yeah, our prior podcast videos, we were near here, but we were way back in the backcountry because the water was so high. This fish basically push way up in there when the water's up, and then when water's out, they all have to flush out. And so we're now targeting those fish that have been flushed out.
All right, so let's talk about the where, like what's happening here structure-wise. Why are we fishing this area?
Ooh, one just hit up there.
Channel out here.
No really channels, just a really big grass flat, and there's some marsh, kind of like, I should say like mangrove backcountry, and it's all shallow. And so when the water pulls out, there are some deep pockets in there, so some fish do stay up in there during this really low tide. But all the fish on this big flat, they're basically forced out on this outside. So it's like a fish in the barrel time. I used to not like the low tide periods. Now I love it because once kind of realize where the fish are holding, we actually have a pretty big advantage right now. And this is a time when you can go and get some reds and snook from that's a better fish there.
Oh,
that's probably a trout.
Yeah, it's a trout.
Trout.
It's just bumping up my lure every time. Small little guy, not enough.
You still got him following you.
Yeah.
That wake. Eat it. Just pause it. Sometimes they hit it. No.
All right, we'll see if we can get him again.
But
Joel,
so we have kind of fish in the barrel
over here.
It's literally too shallow for them to be up on that big flat, and so now they're basically forced out.
Oh, look at all that activity over there. You see all that?
Yep.
I'm just chasing that bait. Oh,
I hear him.
Oh, it's just popping the back of my small little guys. So much fun though. Probably throw my Slam Shitty 2.0 here in a little bit, and that's tough. Oh, there we go. Tough to resist when you got top water and fish are falling, even the little small trout. Not a keeper there, but it's a nice one. Of course, we're not keeping trout here anyway. You know what I mean. We like to talk and keep us. All right, here you go, buddy.
Yeah, and so with this type of fishing, we do have a lot of people saying, oh, I'm catching trout, but I'm not catching reds and snook. Trout is usually at the higher, with little fella. At the higher tides, it's rare to catch a snook or redfish on the outside edge of the grass flat, whereas trout are usually pretty dependable to be there. Whoa, something's going to sound like a ladyfish. But at this low tide period, all the snook and reds that are normally feeding up on the flat, they get flushed out. And so this is the time that the dead low is the time where you can get a bigger boat and get up close enough to get those reds and snook. That's a bigger fish right there, whatever that was.
Oh, something just hit me right there.
There's literally some fish right in front. It might even be ladyfish, but something's...
Yeah, we are in them right now, whatever it is.
Something's going on.
But also, too, like, high tide from, like, that last trip.
It's on me.
It was impossible to catch those reds and snook because they were so far up. When you have that crazy high tide, remember how far back they were? We could hear them back there, like in the mangroves. Like, we had zero chance.
I think we're in a bunch of ladyfish.
Golly. Joel's just sitting there frothing saying, I want to cast in here. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Joel, we just booked a trip with some of our friends in the Panhandle, is all I will say, on doing a jetty / pier, / land-based course. The one we did with Bama Beach Bum was a huge success on surf fishing, and I would say one of the most popular requests that we got was, hey, could you guys do one similar, but do it for, fishing piers and jetties and other public access points via foot. And so we are. And Bama might even make a guest appearance, you never know. So really stoked about that. And Joel's gonna be heading up there, doing some filming with Wyatt. It's kind of the producer. He produced that last one. So be ready. Those things take a while. You don't just film it and it's done the next week. Something hit my. It takes a little while, but man, that's going to be a fantastic, right? We've been hearing that forever.
Yeah.
And the toughest part, just being candid, and we've interviewed Bearded Brad and some other guys that do a lot of pier fishing, and Ryan Morey, and like, what's like the toughest part about fishing from the piers as a YouTuber? And they're like, man, it's like right here, right? There's not a single boat that we can see. There's so many areas to fish. When you're on a pier, it's kind of limited, and people can get territorial to the point, they've had threats and fights and cars, trucks keyed. Silly juvenile stuff, but it is what it is. And he's like, that's one of the toughest parts. Whoa. Man, something just hit right here.
There's a bunch of fish around.
Yeah. I think it might all be ladyfish and jacks, but still fun. I'm tempted to put the 2.0 on.
Yeah, 2.0, I reckon.
I love my 2.0. So anyhow, we're going to have to fish. Man.
They're like a pause, too. I started pausing mine, and they're popping it, but I think it's either small trout or ladyfish. Yeah, that's a ladyfish there. Yeah, we're going to fish on fish film Tuesdays, Wednesdays on these piers so that we minimize the amount of angry folks we might. And it's just tough too, fishing on piers when you start getting into a bunch of fish and you're filming, it can get chaotic when it's packed, like on a weekend. Whoa, Luke. There you go. Luke did what I did last week, which was hit my line. All right. I'm going to throw the 2.0 a couple times and see what happens here. That is my confidence lure. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw, we've got Black Neck, a.k.a. Captain Mike Goodwine. He is going to be fishing in the Bassmaster Redfish Cup Series, which
was the most watched Bassmaster tournament thing there was last year, which is pretty cool. And he's going to be using all Salt Strong lures, which is even cooler.
And they are certainly tested in Texas. I was there a week and a half ago, and same lures in Florida, worked over in Texas, just as predicted.
What was your go-to there?
I was doing the Moonwalker at the Twilights, but the Bomber was the one that caught the biggest fish of the trip. The old Slam Shady Bomber. It's a 5-inch big paddle tail on the Haas Helix hook. Those fish were...
there we go.
First cast with the 2.0.
Yeah,
those fish were holding next to the sawgrass. And so you can make those things super weed. Oh, I just had one too. You make those really weedless. And a lot of those Texas guys use jig heads. It seem like weighted hooks aren't really that popular over there. And so I had an advantage because I could get up in that sawgrass without getting snagged and get up there where the big ones are feeding.
Teach those Texas guys some tricks, huh?
But yeah, I learned a lot of good stuff there too. Like one in particular was pigfish.
Man, back to back. Well, it was a ladyfish. Of course, the ladyfish won't jump off when I want it to.
Yeah, we're fishing with they call them piggy perch, but it's little pigfish, and I've never seen the type of fishing like that. And we actually just published a video on it recently. I got a decent fish following mine. Oh, there we go, got him. That was cool. But yeah, for using these pigfish, they're basically grunts. Like they grunt and they make noise. And the guide his little trick was to as he's using this lure, as the bait, quick release, he would actually jerk his rod tip really hard to make these fish grunt. And very, very effective. So I was really impressed with that. I've never seen that happen before.
Well, this is the beauty of changing subjects here, of coming out early before it gets too cold, right? I mean, this is still considered fall weather, but I mean, we're doing all this here. Whoa, it's 3 out of 4 casts. Got a fish on.
The 2.0. We just have a lot of small fish here. We'll find some big ones.
But we're doing this all before work starts. You know, we'd be back to the ramp by 8 something, little small trout.
Don't have to waste time catching bait or buying bait. Just go out with a couple good lures, find a good spot, and start casting.
Yep. Oh. Sorry, buddy. Quick release, little trout.
Oh. I just got hammered.
So early you missed it, but there were some pelicans here, so we had the birds. We're obviously seeing tons of little boils. You can't really see the bait, but it's here. And everything's just pushed out onto this little flat.
Yeah, we have definitely fish in a barrel.
Now we can just find some redfish. This is the time they school up. And we've been here around this area in Tampa where they are really schooled up. Like, find one, you find 200 of them. Oh, something drove, it must be a ladyfish. It's so much fun. Got some really exciting, updates for going to be for next year. Or really, it'll be before the end of the year, but we got new coaches coming on. We got Rich covering basically Maryland up to New York, and then we got a full-time coach for the Carolinas. Excited about.
That's been a high request.
Yep. So Carolina people, we got you. And then the other one is we're going to start bringing on a bunch of different guides. This is already happening right now. Virginia, we got you covered. I know you guys have been asking. Obviously, Texas, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. Whoa, there we go, baby. We're going to have guides in every single state who are giving their smart fishing game plan, like Luke and our coaches do every single Friday. And we're now going to have guides in every area doing the same thing. And that whole, kind of 10 minutes or less. If you guys don't know what the smart fishing game plan is, it's one of those popular things of the club. one of the perks, the membership benefits, and that's in 10 minutes or less every Friday morning. You get to hear from someone who's been on the water all week and telling you the 3 W's. Come on, buddy. And by 3 W's, I mean where to fish. There's a nice little trout there. So like this, hey, we're fishing in
there we are.
Fish are in 2-3 feet of water, right? You're fishing this type of structure, hitting docks right now, or hitting, whoa, that one just flung off.
Lost them.
Or if you're gonna, hitting inlands and passes if all the fish are down a little bit deeper. So telling you the where every single week in your area, and not GPS spots, because it's all based on trends, right? Hey, it's been cooler, it's been warmer, it's been really windy, you might want to hit wind protected shorelines. So we're going to talk about the where and then the when, right? Based on tides and time of day. Man, they're just destroying that topwater.
They're all over it right now.
Holy smokes. And then the what lures or bait have been working. Let's see, I'm going to go right behind you.
I think those are ladyfish. There's like 5 of them fighting over it.
And then, those are the 3 W's. And then, of course, the H, the how. If there's anything in particular that is working better in terms of a slower or faster retrieve or a certain type of rig, I'm going to cover all of it.
Yeah, and even different, the seasonal species. Like right now, we're having a lot of triple tail. A lot of triple tail in the area. And so now in my regional game plan, I can talk about that and give some tips on some of those species that are really cool that aren't quite as popular, but
another trout for me.
Some would argue way more fun.
It's a little bit nicer one here. So come here, buddy.
Yeah, benefit of early morning is you can get into a bunch of action. Early morning fall. Ooh. This isn't a most desirable species, but pretty cool to have a bunch of fish fighting over topwater.
Yeah, it is. It is a blast. So be looking for that. And also we're going to have a lot of new tackle for our members, some really cool perks, even talking about, this is actually huge news, some free shipping opportunities for our members. I know that's always been a pain point of, well, here comes a bird. He's looking at your topwater. Always been a pain of just, I hate paying for shipping. Trust me, we all do. And it's getting worse and worse, but we're going to have some opportunities there. And it's like every cast.
There's a bunch of
Come on again, if you're listening, another nice trout. Feels a little bit better. Oh, watch, this bird is, whoa, what are you doing, buddy? Very aggressive bird. I don't think you're going to be able to nail that trout.
There we are, double.
Doubling up, baby. Anyhow, free shipping and spooling up your reels. No promises here, but it's been a request we get all the time, and we got some friends who run some tackle stores, and like, man, it's wild, what the percentage. It's more than 50% of reels that they sell, that people want to pay to have it spooled there. You get to pick your line and come on out, the color, etc. And man, there we go. And so we're going to try to offer that, where we're going to, invest in some nice line spoolers. Those things are not cheap, many thousands of dollars for these nice line spoolers now. But they could do it in just a couple minutes. Put the backing on, that's the longest part, and time that knot, and then boom, off to the races. So that'll be cool. What do you think about that, Joel? You like that? Buy a reel, pick out your line, and we'll put it on there for you, perfect. And then mail it to you and pay for the shipping as well. Gonna be some cool perks.
Yeah, and just use the proper knots too. It's surprising how many people use wrong knots, and that's a big deal, especially if it's in your spool. Worst thing you want to happen is hooking a fish lifetime, then you lose all your gear.
Yep.
Just due to a bad knot.
All right, so we got boils everywhere. We got birds flying. If you guys are listening, you might even be able to hear them. And there's a lot of fish in this area.
Yeah, I'm starting to move fast. We're in a good little feeding zone, but it's pretty much all just small stuff. So I'm actually moving pretty quick. We're getting out of that zone, trying to find some bigger stuff. Oh, this bird's trying to eat my lure. Oh, now a trout's trying to eat my lure. There's just a lot of life here right now.
No doubt. Right here, and we're in 2 feet of water, maybe.
Yeah, we're right on the edge. Like, I mean, just over here, one cast this, golly, those little trouts in it. One cast over this way, it's about a foot deep, and then a cast this way, it's probably about 4 feet deep. So we're right on the outside edge, right on the decline. And these fish, again, like everything just had to kind of push off that flat. So we have probably another 20 minutes of fish in a barrel time before they can start getting back up there. Once they're up there, right, they're all spread out. They're much harder to find.
Oop. Just nailed mine.
So this was kind of a situation, right? Like, we don't have to be having fish here. Haven't even done this fishing in quite a while. And just looked at the tides, looked at the wind, and okay, we're going to catch fish here. So it's so much about spot selection. And that's really what the game plan's about. The weekend game plan, we assess, what's been biting, what the trends are, look at the forecast of the weather, see what the tides are doing, and we give situations like this. Hey, just get out there early, get the outside edge of a big grass flat. We show some examples on the maps, and then you just find something similar to that near you, and you'll be catching a bunch of fish. That's why it's just been so popular, because it makes it easy. So if a lot of our members are busy, don't have time, we literally publish new tips every day. A lot of people don't have time to watch them. So we basically just give a 10 minutes or less synopsis, where if all they do is just listen to that 10-minute video, which everybody has time just to watch a 10-minute video, they're going to be getting on the fish.
Hit a little trout there.
So yeah, we're pushed out. Oh man, every time I pause it, they smack it.
A beautiful day here, my goodness. A whole lot better than last time. We got rained on during this hour.
Yeah.
Soaking wet. Never good to go to a normal busy ramp and be the only person there. Like, what do they know that we don't know?
That should have been our warning, but it wasn't. Our warning was getting smacked in the face with the giant cold raindrops.
And the OCMs were out. We were just getting kicked, punched.
And it was like the one trip in a while where I didn't bring my rain jacket. So just my luck. Today I brought it and I obviously don't need it.
Kind of like me with sunglasses. Forgot my sunglasses again. But good news is right now we don't need it.
Yeah, so what we would do, we might end this pretty quick. We're on a kind of a short bite schedule. I'm not seeing a whole lot of life. I'll just burn in this area to try to see if we can find something bigger. I might run over to a different zone. This is going to be a beautiful sunrise. The sun's almost up, and I'm thinking we need to go to a different spot. I really want to find these.
Hey, look at that, Joel. Look at that over there.
Yeah, he just did it.
Man, God is great. I mean, that is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Taking even kids out before school. I mean, this is a blast, right? I mean, we could have sat in that one spot back there and caught ladyfish and trout until we were just tired of them.
Oh yeah, and if we would have put a tandem rig on there, we did a tip on making called the donkey rig, where you have 2 lures at once. If we would have put a donkey prawn rig or a donkey slam shady 2.0, that would have been a lot of 2 fish in 1 cast situation.
Mm-hmm. Why do they call it the donkey rig?
I don't know. I didn't name it.
Huh.
Maybe one following the other, I'm guessing. But yeah, so right now we're in super shallow water, so I got a little bit too close. Ooh, that was a bigger fish there. That might have been a red. But we got up on the flat accidentally.
I wonder if the reds are up here.
Yeah, reds will usually be the shallowest. Like when we're catching a bunch of little small trout, in most cases the reds will be in that same kind of area but shallower. But the redfish schools will be off in the deeper stuff. So I'm looking for just a push of water. I'm really not seeing any.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, so we're going to move around here in a little bit.
Cool. We can end it here if you want to, then.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, this is it for this podcast episode. Of course, for our Insider members, we publish all the good stuff, exactly where we were, all the other fish that we caught throughout the day, and just all the trends that you can use to recreate trips just like this, not just here, but in any area. And as I said, we're going to have a bunch of full-time guides joining us here very soon in your area to start doing the weekend game plan as well, and some other cool, really cool over-the-top benefits for our insider members that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be just wowed about. We're taking it to a whole new level here in 2023. So we appreciate you big time. If you're not a member, come join us. saltstrong.com, the best saltwater fishing club in America, in the world, in the universe, actually now. Voted top one in the universe, even by aliens. And about 35,000 members, and guarantee is that we help you save time and money. We give you the confidence to know exactly where to fish, and we've had people from all shapes and sizes and skill levels. And I mean, it started off with kind of more weekend warriors and, you know, a lot of people who were just beginning, and now we've got full-time guides and some really experienced anglers coming in who are also sharing and kind of giving back to the community. Have a really awesome community. So come in there and check it out if you haven't been in there a while. A whole new facelift in the community in the main dashboard to track all your trips and your catches. And that's all at saltstrong.com. Guys, we appreciate you. We got a hit there. We will talk to you on the next episode. Peace, we out.
See ya.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul, it was pain.